Hey there again. We're going to talk about the local and non-local experience of the soul or the spirit. Okay, so in many of your readings and on movies and TV and just throughout life, there's a lot of discussion and reference made to our soul or our spirit. Okay, and for me, that is referencing the earthly consciousness, the earthly awareness that we have every day of the world around us, the world inside of us, and as we progress, the connection to the non-local experience. So let's first get into what we mean by local and non-local. As you've heard me reference before, the local experience is not what is here. We are having the non-local experience of our soul, of our spirit, of our consciousness. So let's use a radio, because that is one that we can all relate to in terms of as an example of what I'm talking about. So when you're in your car and you turn on the radio and you hear a song by, let's pick somebody that might be in the middle of Garth Brooks. So I hear Garth Brooks playing and singing, and this maybe the song's Rodeo. Now, I know as I'm driving down the road listening to Garth Brooks sing and hearing the music by the radio, I know that Garth Brooks and the band are not inside that piece of equipment that's in my car. Right? That is being broadcast to my vehicle through waves from a broadcast station where that information was stored. And so that information was stored. Someone hit a button, it transcribed it from that stored piece of media, whether it was a CD or some other solid state, and electrified it, send it out through the waves, might be going to the satellite and down, and then it's in my car playing. Let's make this even simpler. Let us say that there is a live concert taking place in Madison Square Gardens, and Garth Brooks is playing. So he's playing it live. He's actually singing from his earthly experience into the microphone, and it's being transferred through different ways, and it ends up coming out of my vehicle and my radio. So I'm actually listening. He's doing it live in New York, and I'm in another state listening to it on my car radio. Clearly, Garth is not singing live in my radio. So what I am experiencing in my car is a non-local experience. The local experience is in Madison Square Gardens where he's singing. That's his local experience. Interestingly enough, from the perspective of the secret of the science, that's actually not his local experience. That's his non-local experience too, because it's being projected from his soul that's outside this universe and outside that particular life frame or time wave that he's experiencing himself. But for the purpose of this example, let's keep it simple. Garth Brooks is in Madison Square Garden singing. He's not singing, he's not stuck down in the radio yelling out of my radio. I am having, by listening to Garth Brooks on the radio, I am having a non-local experience of Garth Brooks. Those who are standing in front of him in Madison Square Gardens are having a local experience. So now let me transfer that example to our souls, to our consciousness, to that soulfulness. Our spirit, our persistent spirit, which is outside the realm of space or time, it just exists. Our spirit is a constant local experience outside of this realm. And what you are experiencing from me right now as you watch this video is I am having a non-local experience. So what you see here, what's being captured on this video, is a reflection, a non-local reflection or broadcast, however you want to see it, a non-local broadcast or reflection, excuse me, of my local soul, which is outside of this dimension, outside of time and space as we know it. Okay? And that's a critical part of understanding the power of attraction, because in this instance of the life frame or the time wave, this is where things are manifested. Our soul, that persistent outside of this realm soul, it projects in a non-local experience, like it's broadcasting Garth Brooks into the radio. The soul is broadcasting into this moment of time, which is created in response. This time is a manifestation, a local, soulful manifestation of the local experience outside of this realm. And remember, we talk life frames, so it's very quick. It happens and then it's gone, happens, gone, happens, gone, and it happens so fast it looks like it's continual. This is the manifestation of this moment. And then there will be a manifestation in the next moment. And that manifestation is the coming together of all matter, time, and space to have a moment of experience. And then this one will end and another one will be. And when that other one is, when it comes to be, it will be the next manifestation, non-local experience of the soul, and then there'll be another and another. So that's what's happening here. Is this everything? This is it's like someone taking a picture of the soul outside the universe and projecting it here. The difference is that as matter, as out of the pool of all potential comes up, as it's called up by the Spirit, and it's given up by the grace of God or by the grace of all potential and all possibilities, that wave comes up as it's called by the soul, and it is constructed, it is manifested to be an exact replication of, or a projection by design of the soul that is out there outside this realm. The neat thing is that in this non-local experience, there is a feedback loop to the local experience outside this realm. And this is where we have the ability to we have a little bit of wiggle room. Now, potentially it's a tremendous amount of wiggle room. It's not, but I'm saying there's a little bit of wiggle room there to make changes in concept, thought, vision, how we verbalize, what we allow into our ears, how we move. I mean, everything that's a part of this has an impact on the non-local experience just enough that it creates a feedback loop back to the soul, back to that persistent spirit that is the pure consciousness outside of this realm. And that's the difference between that local experience, which is outside of the realm of reality as we know it, outside of this dimension, and the local experience that I have within consciousness and the soulfulness thinking and visioning that I have here in this manifested moment. Now, all things pass. All moments pass. All things shall pass. Because the moments are brief. And it's not a matter of will things change or will things pass away. By design, they do every instant. Every instant of manifestation then passes away. And then there's an instance of manifestation, and it passes away. And the designer of all of that is a partnership between the soul, which calls up a moment of reality, and the God soup, or the universal pool of perfection, or whatever you want to call it, that then by its grace allows this moment to happen, because it gives the materials for the manifestation. The universe is the one that manifests, but it takes its direction for the manifestation in response to our soul's local, non-local experience. The local experience out there casts itself into this realm as it builds and creates a non-local experience with a bit of a feedback loop. Boom. And this is where the power of the secret is. This is where you have the ability to manifest your destiny. This is where the power of attraction is. It's in that feedback loop. Your soul is going to manifest a moment. It's going to manifest, it manifested the moments before, and it's going to manifest this moment, and it's going to manifest the ones in the future. And so if you do nothing, if you stay in a very base state, with very, if you conduct your life in a soulless way, where it's all just response to stimuli and allowing the natural workings of this body and the influence of other vibrations and all these things, if you just kind of go with the wind, you're like a ship tossing around the sea without a rudder and without any power. And you will be destroyed. Because I don't know how aware you are of what happens to a boat when it's at sea, especially when the seas are pretty big and when they're pretty high. If it has no rudder and it has no power to move it forward to allow that rudder to give guidance, that vessel will be destroyed. It will be destroyed. No difference with a human being. And we know people who are being destroyed because they're rudderless, they have no direction, they have given up their power to all other things, and they're being tossed around and torn to pieces. But whenever we learn that there is this connection between our non-local soulful experience through meditation, that's how you connect. That's how you purify that feedback loop between this non-local experience and the local soulfulness that's persistent and will continue on, is that we do those things that bring us in a purer connection with our soulfulness feedback loop. Prayer, meditation, poetry. I mean, everyone can find their own group of things that they can do, and it's going to be different, a little bit different for everybody in that mix. And that's the exciting part in life, is finding, what are those things. For some, just sitting knitting and allowing themselves just to be in the moment of the knitting without thought about things. That's how they connect with their soulfulness. Others, it's in worshipful song within the church. For others, it might be jogging. It's just jogging or running, and in just being in those moments, allowing the body to do what it does, but the soul is, boy, it's at work. It's at work. When we do things where we talk about time, where time evaporates, where it seems like feels like it's only been a minute, it's been 4 hours. It's because we're engaged in something that brings our local or non-local conscious experience in such touch with that non-local experience outside of time and space that we literally lose a sense of time and space. We lose it. It disappears because it really doesn't exist anyway. That's just it's an illusion. But in this moment, in every instance of its moment, we can have a sense of time through our expectations and disappointments and Lord knows what else. But when you're doing something you love that allows for great meditation, time literally evaporates because your non-local experience is much more purely connected to the soulful experience outside of this manifestation. and it becomes less about the manifestation. It becomes much less about the manifestation, as if the consciousness, that super consciousness, neither cares nor is aware of each moment manifesting, because the non-local experience soul is so tightly and purely connected with the local experience outside of this realm of reality that, yeah, manifestation can happen for hours. On our earthly clock, manifestation can happen for hours, and it's as if it never happened. Because when it comes to the soul, it's timeless. It's timeless. So when you're in a state where things seem timeless, where you've been doing something for quite a while and it feels like it was 2 seconds, you were in deep connection with your soul. And literally were outside of the realm of time. Manifestation continued to occur from the earthly perspective, from this non-local experience. But from your soulful experience, no. You are out there, you are well connected with the timeless essence of our spirit and our soul. So that's our non-local, which is right here, because it's not local to our true, timeless, persistent, sustainable soul, because that resides outside of the moments of manifestation. It is what calls up these moments of manifestation, that partnership between the God soup and the soul. But it is not this. This is just a momentary constructed reflection of your soul. But it's an important momentary construction because it provides the opportunity to do soul work here, at least in terms of changing the reflection of the next moment of manifestation. It's an interesting interplay between the two, but that's the non-local experience and the local experience outside of this realm. See you in the next video.